The name of it's a classy title, Bookworm Bitches. It's a tale of a Midwestern girl. She's got a B+ average. She needs to get into graduate school. I feel bad for her. She got a C- on this paper. Apparently she had worked for 2 weeks in this bibliography. And really, she had 5 sources, which that was one thing. If I was a scriptwriter, she worked for 2 fucking weeks and I had 5 sources. I could make 5 fake ones up in about 30 minutes. It took 2 weeks, 5 sources. Anyway, so I'm watching this and I'm pulling for her. And at this point, even if you're not into porn, you don't. Thank you. There you go. I think that was that section. Oh god, it's like that's the Eastern time zone. It's a little faster over there, 3 hours later. But yeah, so I'm rooting for this girl. And again, you don't have to be, you could not have a dick and you'd still be pulling for it. Because again, sad tale. She looks studious, she's wearing glasses. So I would imagine that she's really into work. Again. And so all she needed was an A. And she's pleading with the professor, come on, I need this A, I worked so hard. You did work hard? And then it gets to this point where they start talking about shit that like, it just, all the script writing completely, you hit the record scratch, it just stops. There's no more script, and it just gets into just where they go, so, you want this A? Oh god, yeah, no, I need this A. Well, show me how creative you are. How creative do you think I am? Show me what you can do. What do you think I'm gonna do? What do you want to do? What do you want me to do? And I'm just sitting there like, suck his dick, come on! Come on! Come on! What do you want? Get your fucking knees already, Jesus. Christ, stop playing around, that's all we want. That's what we want. And it's a 2-person narrative. You can see, you got the guy, the legs, and then the studious Midwesterner from an unidentified Midwestern city. And she, again, it's coming from this angle, so you're getting both the perspective. Okay, movie style. And then out of nowhere, it just snaps, and suddenly you're in porno. You are in porno, you're not in a movie anymore. And you get that over-the-head cam, it's just this one where you can see, now it's over-the-head dome cam, I guess you might call it. Dome is a slang term for head, for fellatio. So to keep it real. And so, basically, again, it just snaps into, boom! All of a sudden, the music turns into that, I can't even do it, I know Alex had the great sound effects, I can't do that shit, but the music starts going, she's clothes are just instantly off, and before you know it, 30 minutes later, she's got an A. And so you're like, wow, that's good for her. Suck a couple dicks to get an A, get to graduate school. I'm all for that. I'm not rooting against her. I want her to win. And I'm with my friend. Okay, he's a guy. I don't masturbate with other men. I don't do it at all. It's filthy. But I mean, that is a subject that I think most men, you never talk about it. I mean, like you talk about the grossest things. I was up here 6 weeks ago and I was talking about the word cunt. I talked about a lot of different things. I'm talking about sex now from my parents, and I'll talk about a lot of different stuff, but masturbation is things like, oh, you just jerked off, huh? Feels good, doesn't it? It's nothing that you ever talk about. You don't ever, it's just never brought up. But the thing is that even your grossest friends, like the friend that you're hanging around with that you can't imagine, they've got a girlfriend, of course, but you don't know how, and you know that they still do. They probably just saw you, just gave you a pound or whatever, and you're like, ugh, you filthy fuck. You just did that. And I was thinking, I don't know, maybe this is just from what I've gathered, a survey that I've conducted. I feel like, is it just me or is masturbation like tryptophan? This shit is like turkey dinner. It's like you take it like NyQuil. Right before you go to bed, try eating a heavy dinner, masturbating, and then not wanting to go to sleep, even if it's 4 or 5 in the afternoon. If I've had a hard day, maybe make a steak, put on one of those bookworm bitches tapes. Masturbate, that's it. Go to bed. I knock you right the fuck out. It should be illegal. In some cases it is. But, I don't do that because I like to do the real thing. Unsuccessful for the last little while, but I like to do the real thing, you know? That's sex. And it's funny because I think, the most awkward, I'm not a raw dog guy. I'll bag it. And I look at it like, the one thing that you have to do, the one most awkward thing about a condom is that you gotta go purchase it. And I don't think there's a more awkward purchase on the planet for a man than buying a condom. Because, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm in CVS on Easter Sunday. The Lord came back as a rabbit. And that actually was the original scripture verse. They changed it with culture to be a bunny. It's more friendly for kids. And so, the bunny, that is. And so, I'm sitting there, and what I love about CVS is that you can buy anything there. I bought cinnamon, ground cinnamon, hair gel, and cases for my eyeglasses, all in one store. Cheap eyeglasses cases that make me look like they're female cases, but regardless, there's a female case. But either way, and so I'm online and I see this guy. He pulls up with a condom, and of course, a woman is checking him out. Always. It's never a man. It's not like one of those guys. What's up, man? Hey, put the thing in the camera. Yeah, exactly. It's a Sunday, I know, right? It's never like that. It's always a woman. Always. And you know she's looking, she goes right to the size. Right to the size. And here's what I would do, first of all. If I was going to buy them, which I don't, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But, don't worry. If I was going to buy them, I'd buy two. I'd buy the Magnum, that triple elephant cock size one. And then I'd buy the normal size one, whatever the brands, I don't know what the names of these things are, but those two. I put them both down, just so you know. Magnum's mine. Yeah, the other one's my little brother. He's like 8. He's like 8 months old. I don't know how he gets erection. I don't know. But yeah, I buy him for him because he's little. But I buy the big ones for me. And so that's how I would do it. And this guy is buying his condoms, and I can't think of anything to say. I want to say something. As a guy, you're rooting for him. You're like, you know what's going on. He's not buying them to fool around. It's like, the only thing I can think of, and this is ridiculous, I just went, yeah! Yeah, alright, woo! And I don't even know this kid. I don't know him, but I made an ass out of myself because he has this, I'm rooting him on with his condoms. The reason I said I don't buy condoms is because, at the health center, they give them away free. So fuck that shit. Why am I gonna, and they're not gonna give you bad ones at the health center. Come on. It's got it right in the word there, health. It's about, you. And so what I do is, on the rare occasions that I can find a female that actually wants to speak with me for more than 20 minutes, I say to her, I'm a little sick, maybe we could take a ring check. So I fake the flu. Go down to the health center. And as I'm leaving, I go through the whole checkup, stick the thermometer, do the whole thing, I'm fine. So, sir, just drink a lot of fluids, you seem perfectly fine, but stay on the rice diet and, you'll be good. I go, thank you, and just grab a big fucking bag, so I shove them in my pockets, and then, I don't use the ones in the back because you sit on them and those fuckers will pop. And that's certainly not a good idea. Thank you very much.